Hello, good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to start a new unit 11, getting away. Okay, so getting away, what does it mean? So can you give me the definition of getting away? Yeah, so when you want to know the new word or the definition of new word, it's not so difficult to search it. So go to Google and write the word get away. So you will get the answer. But I will allow you to look at the picture, and then I hope that you will understand by seeing it. So this is Costa Rica. Okay, Costa Rica. You can see the main lane of its country, and this one France, Tour Eiffel, right? Paris, mhm. And this one Thailand. And do you know this place, right? I have never been there, but I used to see people post a lot of picture with this one. And this San Francisco. So, in your idea, the word getting away, what does it mean? So, during holiday, or I can give you an example. At the end of our term, we are planning to get away. We plan to visit Thailand, or we plan to visit Paris. So this we mean by getting away. Getting away. For example, next week I'm going to get away. So please take care of my house and property. Just 1 week, and then I will come back, right? Yeah. So to get away មានន័យថាយើងទៅលេងណាមួយឬក៏ទៅទីណាមួយណាយើងកុំប្រែថាទៅឆ្ងាយយើងថាទៅទស្សនកិច្ចទៅដើរលេងអីចឹងទៅ do you know all these places? Which ones? Okay, what are some popular places to visit in your country and your city? So the last, section B, you can write a short paragraph to talk about the popular places you like to visit in your country. For example, in Phnom Penh City, there are a lot of attractive and popular tourist attractions like Royal Palace, National Museum, Wat Nom, គុក21ឬក៏ Genocide Museum, right? Tour Slang, okay, Tour Slang Genocide Museum, ជើងឯក Genocide Museum. And how about Conflict? Do you usually visit Conflict, or is it a place attract a lot of foreigners or Cambodian people and Cambodian students like to visit there? It's up to you. So actually there are a lot of popular places to visit in Phnom Penh City, right? So how about you? What is the most popular place you like to visit in Phnom Penh? Batum Batay Park, right? And along the riverside. Yeah, because what I can see every day, crowded people, visiting there every day, visit this place every day. They like doing exercise, doing some sports, playing badminton or football. Yeah, a small ball, and tennis. Some people do yoga on the park, and yeah, so a lot of activities uh, are done by the people, just to enjoy their life or to exercise the body, to make movement. And some just run. Yeah, so they run every day. or walk, have a fast walk every day, to move their body. Because staying just one place, of course, you will feel very bored. To just stay home and sometimes you do nothing, and or watch a lot of movie or play a lot of Facebook, play a lot of game. It doesn't help. It causes you a lot of stress and anxiety. So it's better to go out and to relax, to enjoy the view of the nature, or to see people, or talk to your friend. Okay, and so I will leave this question for you to write more. And now we move to part A, where were you? So by looking at the topic, of course, this we talk about past of be, right? We use were in the past. So when we use past simple, it means that the activity or action is completed. It's already completed in the past. Okay, vocabulary, adjectives, listen and repeat. Yeah, so now I want you to listen and try to repeat the word. It seems to be easy, but it's okay. We need to try to pronounce in a correct way.
Exercise 1. Vocabulary. Adjectives. Exciting. Fun. Great. All right. Okay. So-so. Awful. Terrible. Boring. Interesting. Noisy. Quiet. Page 100.
Okay, so let's try to practice. So by seeing the picture, you can say that they are exciting. They have a lot of fun. They are great. Look at the way they raise their hand. So it means that they are very excited, or what they really some activity. They enjoy some activity. So but we don't know what kind of activity they are doing, but of course they had a lot of fun by seeing the picture. And you can say, when I was at primary school, I had a lot of fun activity with my classmates. Or you can say, when I visited Angkor Wat with my family, I had a lot of fun. Or I feel excited. We have a lot of exciting activity together. Or our journey or our trip was great. This is what you can tell. Okay. And okay, now move to picture 2, the second picture. So they are all right. So they are okay. So when someone asks you question, how are you, how have you been doing? Oh, I have been all right. Oh, I am okay, I am so. This is what you can say. Okay, I'm so. Do you ever hear people say I'm so? So it means simple. I'm so. By nature, I'm fine. Yes. And okay, and picture number 3 are full and terrible. So look at the room and look at the picture. Yeah, so terrible on awful. We can use this word to describe things in different way. For example, if you watch the movie and the movie is very bad, the movie was very bad, and then you say the movie was terrible. I I went out of the theater when it just started. Okay, and you can also use this word with people or with the food you eat, and you can say the food in that restaurant was very terrible or was very awful, or the staff or waiter and waitress were very awful, were very terrible. They were unfriendly. Even though I tried to call them many times, but they seem to, uh, to ignore the customer. Okay, so this is what you can describe in many different things. And now move to another word, boring. Boring. Look at her face. Yeah, so she is boring. And when you talk about yourself, you say, I feel bored, I'm bored. You can't say I'm boring, okay? But when you describe some people, when you describe someone, you say, oh, she is boring, or the movie is boring, the place is boring. So so try to think of one place that made you feel bored when you visit it. Like what? Like your hometown? Yeah, because some do not like visiting a hometown, and when they go to their hometown they feel very bored, and then you can say, oh, I don't want to visit my hometown, it is boring, it's made me feel bored. Okay, try to the different use of boring and bored. When you try to talk about yourself, you say, I'm bored, I feel bored. But when you try to describe something or someone, you say, it is boring. My movie is interesting. My movie is exciting, but Thai movie is boring. This is what you can tell. Okay, and interesting. You cũng an interesting. No, interesting. Interesting. Okay. So interesting. You can uh, yeah, you can describe the picture of um, Donald Trump or Barack Obama is interesting, or the picture of Angkor Wat is interesting. Yes, it means that it's very beautiful or attractive. And noisy. Do you like noisy environment? Or you can say, in my village, a lot of people are shouting, especially in the evening and morning too. The sound of the boy playing with each other, and they make a lot of noise, so they are noisy, you can say. Noise, noun. Noisy, adjective. Quiet. So when I read a book, I need a quiet place to study. Okay, so so another activity you can discuss with this word, quiet. My place is quiet. You can say, my room is quiet. Okay, actually, I will give you the word. Yeah, for you to make sentence. That's okay. I will design homework for you. And be pair work, sing or sing that each adjective describes. Discuss your ideas. Example: sports are exciting. And then you say basketball is exciting, but I think soccer is boring. Um, so based on your opinion, that's okay. And number two, language in context, quick getaways. So quick getaway. So by reading the short article, you will understand the word quick getaways. Okay, now listen. Listen.
6. Exercise 2. Language in context. Quick getaways. 1.
We went on a school trip last week. We went to a theater and saw an exciting play. The actors were great. Olivia.
2.
We just had a 3-day weekend. I went away with my family. It was a fun trip, but Our hotel wasn't very nice. In fact, it was terrible. Ichiro.
3. I was at my brother's apartment last weekend. He doesn't have a TV or a computer. It was quiet and kind of boring. Brian. 4.
My friend and I went on a day trip last week. We took a local bus to an old town. The bus was awful and noisy, but the trip was interesting. Look what I bought. Eleanor.
Okay, let us try to see the to read to and study some difficult words together. Quick getaway. Listen to 4 people talk about recent trips. Number the picture from 1 to 4. នៅពេលដែលយើងនិយាយពាក្យ recent មានន័យថាថ្មីថ្មី recent trip ដំណើរកម្សាន្តថ្មីថ្មី and number 1 we went on a school trip last week. We went to a theater and saw an exciting play. The actors were great. Okay, try to see the example and try to see the word they use, like the word exciting, okay, and great, and just underline the word because what they're trying to give you is a sample question or sample sentences. And number 2, we just had a 3-day weekend. I went away with my family, right? So went away. It was a fun trip, but our hotel wasn't very nice. In fact, it was terrible. So now you understand terrible, right? The hotel, you see, the hotel wasn't very nice. So wasn't very nice, you can say terrible. Okay, the same meaning. And number 3, I was at my brother's apartment last weekend. He doesn't have a TV or a computer. It was quiet and kind of boring. So quiet and kind of boring. Okay. My friend and I went on a day trip last week. We took a local bus. So local, learn about local bus to an old town. The bus was awful and noisy. Yeah, learn about awful and noisy. But the trip was interesting. Look what I bought. Okay, interesting. This word. Okay, now let's move and short paragraphs. It's better for you to, if you have time, memorize. Yeah, it's kind of good to memorize some short sentences and then you practice with the mirror. Yeah, it's also another good way to improve your confidence and speaking. Okay, now move to grammar, past of be. So when we talk about past of be, we talk about was and were. Okay, so I will play the audio for you and then I will send a link on my YouTube channel to talk about past simple. Okay, listen.
Page 107. Exercise 3. Grammar. Past of be.
Where were you last weekend?
I was at my brother's apartment.
How was your weekend?
It was quiet and kind of boring.
Was your trip interesting?
Yes, it was. No, it wasn't.
Were the people nice?
Yes, they were. No, they weren't. I, he, she, it.
Was.
You, we, they. Were. Contractions. Wasn't equals was not. Weren't equals were not.
Okay, so what I'm trying to practice is like this. For example, I was at my brother's apartment. I wasn't at my brother's apartment. Were you at your brother apartment last week? Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. Okay. Yeah. So my trip. You can say my trip was interesting. My trip was interesting. My